Hey, welcome in. You know, I love stories like this. The headline is Trial by Combat. Man asks judge to let him have sword fight with his ex. I love stories like this. And you know, I found this quite interesting. So I did some research on this, actually. I did a little bit of research, a little bit of historical research. And it's actually pretty interesting stuff. I think you're going to like it. But we'll get to that in just a second. We're going to take a look at this article first, and then we'll get to the really interesting stuff. So, trial by combat, man asks judge to let him have a sword fight with ex-wife. It starts, back in medieval times, the best disputes were settled with a sword fight. Apparently, a 40-year-old man from, I think it's Paola, Kansas, believes that's still a good idea in order to settle a dispute with his ex-wife. Now, how many guys out there would like to settle a dispute with their ex-wife with a sword fight? I'm going to bet there's a few. Anyway, it continues. According to the Des Moines Register, David Ostrom has asked a Iowa judge to allow him to have a trial by combat in order to have a sword fight with his ex-wife, Bridget Ostrom, 38, and her attorney, Matthew Hudson. So he's going to have a sword fight with both her and her attorney? Again, I'm guessing there's a few guys out there that actually they wouldn't mind this. I mean, if you can get the lawyer too, I don't know, that's a 2-for-1 right there. David Ostrom claims his ex-wife and her lawyer have legally destroyed him. According to court documents, well, an ex-wife legally destroying an ex-husband? I can believe that. The man requested the court grant him 12 weeks to find a katana and wakizashi swords for the duel, the Carroll Times-Herald reported. We could totally do this. I just need 12 weeks to find a katana. Oh, man. This is good stuff. This is really good stuff. David Ostrom told court, quote, to this day, trial by combat has never been explicitly banned or restricted as a right in these United States. Well, that may be so, but I don't think you're going to get your sword fight. And it's probably for the best. Anyway, it goes on. The man said sword fights were used as recently as 1818 in British court to settle disputes. They have been disputing in court over visitation and custody rights and payment of property taxes. So, you know, visitation, custody rights, you know, that's tough stuff right there. So I can understand why a guy would want to have a sword fight. Bridget Ostrom's lawyer argued whilst Iowa state and United States constitutions do not prohibit sword battles. Oh, man. It does prohibit a court sitting in equity from ordering same. So a court isn't actually allowed to order you settle your dispute with your ex-wife and her lawyer by murdering them with a sword. So, I don't know. It's tough luck. And it looks like Hudson asked the court to suspend David Ostrom's current visitation rights in order for him to undergo a psychological evaluation. It might be in order. It just might be in order. But maybe he's onto something here, though. So I thought I'd do a little bit of digging, and let's take a look. Hey, if you could just take a second to subscribe, share, or like, that really helps me out. Thanks a lot. So I've got something here on trial by combat and between a man and a woman. And let's see, it says this is from an associate professor at the University of Oklahoma. It says trial by combat, or more formally judicial duels, were increasingly unusual by the end of the Middle Ages, but they were still an accepted part of legal theory and practice through the Renaissance. Apparently, they were most common between, that's right, husband and wife. So that's very interesting, isn't it? So this went right through to the Renaissance. I don't think this is going to help the guy's legal case much, but anyway, I just thought this was interesting. And these illustrations are from a book that was done on this, I think in like the 1400s. So this would have been contemporary to the 1400s. And this was the stuff that was actually going on, and that he actually, the guy who did this book, actually would have seen. So here is how a man and a woman should fight each other, and this is how they begin. Here the woman stands free and wishes to strike. She has in the cloth a stone that weighs 4 or 5 pounds. He stands in a hole up to his waist, and his club is as long as her sling. So you can see that there's the guy. He's in the hole, and there's a woman there swinging a 4 or 5 pound stone in a cloth. So I guess the assumption is here that the man is going to be stronger and will probably fairly quickly kill his wife through this trial by combat. So they have to disadvantage him by putting him in a hole up to his waist. So I guess that makes sense by medieval rules. And here we have another one. Here she has struck a blow. Now he has deflected the blow and caught it and wishes to pull her to him and subdue her. So she's tried to swing the rock in the cloth at him. He's kind of caught it, and now he's trying to drag her to him so that he can, I guess, subdue her and then murder her. Here he has pulled her to him and thrown her down and wishes to strangle her. Okay, now we're really getting to it. So he's pulled her to him, thrown her down, and now he wishes to strangle her. That is his desire. And the momentum has changed. I got to say, I'm rooting for the husband here. The momentum has changed her all of a sudden, and here she is broken away from him and attempts to strangle him. Well, what will happen? Again, I'm rooting for the husband. Here she has laid him on his back and wishes to strangle him and drag him out of the hole. Well, I don't really know what he's, it seems like maybe it's safer for him being in the hole. Maybe just strangle him in the hole. I don't know. But anyway, they are pretty serious. They don't like each other. Oh, here we go. Here he has pulled her to him and thrown her in the hole. And the comment on this is an ending of the fight with the man victorious. So he's dragged her and pulled her into the hole upside down. She's defenseless, and, well, I guess he killed her. Medieval style. Medieval divorce style. That's a medieval divorce right there. So I guess this is the sort of thing that happened in medieval divorce court. And I'm guessing that the husband gets full custody. And he's not paying any support payments either. Now, I stress, this is the Middle Ages. You're not allowed to do this, okay? So don't start digging holes. This is a horrible, horrible thing they used to do in the Middle Ages. That is not acceptable now. This is why nobody wants to live in the Middle Ages, okay? Really, when you think about this is horrible. You've got a husband and a wife, and I guess they've got a problem with each other, and they literally fight to the death. This is not the way we want a society to be. So I guess going back to this article, this guy, that's obviously not really him, but they just got a picture of a guy with a sword. But I doubt he would be posing smiling for this picture. But anyway, let's pretend that's him. So this guy, I'm going to have to say, you're better off sorting this out through the courts, however that turns out. Don't dig a hole. Don't drag your ex into it. It's just not worth it. This isn't the Middle Ages, for God's sakes. All right, thank you very much for stopping in. Please subscribe because the algorithms do not want you to see this kind of content. In fact, it will try and hide it from you. So you've got to subscribe if you want to see more. If you don't have time to watch all my great videos, you can listen to them on the podcast, Radio Baloney. It's on every platform like Google Podcasts and Podcast Addict and Spotify and Apple Podcasts and iTunes, everything, CastBox, it's everywhere. Just Radio Baloney. You will find it. Thank you very much. We'll see you next time.